Hello there.
I've been playing Crimson Desert for about an hour and a half, and I'm already thinking about refunding it. Not because it's a bad game. Honestly, this might be one of the most visually impressive games I have played in a while. But for me, something just isn't clicking. And with Steam only giving you about 2 hours to decide if a game is worth $70, I feel like I'm running out of time to figure out if this is something I actually want to stick with. So instead of forcing myself through it, I wanted to talk about my first impressions, what the game does really well, where it loses me, and why this might actually be an amazing game for some people, just not for me. So for anyone who hasn't heard of it, Crimson Desert is an open world action adventure from the same developers as Black Desert Online. But unlike that game, this is more focused on single player, story driven experience. And right away, the first thing that stood out to me was the presentation. This game looks really, really good. The environments are detailed, the lighting looks great, and there were multiple moments where I just stopped moving and looked around for a second. It feels like a world that had a lot of time and care put into it, and performance-wise, I was actually pretty surprised. I'm running a Ryzen 7 3800X, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an RTX 3060. Nothing crazy, and I was able to get around 60 FPS on medium settings pretty consistently. I didn't do a ton of tweaking. Like, I literally just dropped it from ultra to medium. Probably could have gotten better. I was also recording while playing, which I thought might cause issues, but honestly, I didn't really notice any major performance problems. So, at least from my experience, this game feels pretty well optimized, which I definitely wasn't expecting going in. Not because of the game, more so my PC. But once I actually started playing, that's where things started to feel a little off. A lot of early quests just didn't really hook me. Instead of pulling me into a world, they felt more like side activities, side quests. Like, go to this tavern, arm wrestle this guy who you have no idea who he is. Go give this beggar a coin, and like that's okay. And I get what they're going for. It's trying to build immersion and make the world feel alive. But for me, it didn't really work that well. It was just actually harder to get invested into what I was doing. And then there's the controls and menus, which I've seen a lot of people talk about, and I kind of have mixed feelings here. On one hand, I do think that this is something you can get used to over time. A lot of games feel awkward at first, and then eventually it just clicks. But at the same time, I had a moment where the game literally showed me how to use an ability, and then I immediately forgot how to actually use it. So I tried figuring it out on my own. I went into the menus, looked through everything, and it only told me what the ability does after you use it, not how to actually activate it, unless it was somewhere else and I completely overlooked it. The ability was Axiom Force, and I ended up having to Google how to activate the ability right after the game had already explained it to me. Now, maybe that's on me. I could have just been tired and not paying attention. But at the same time, I couldn't believe I had to go to Google. And that kind of sums up my experience so far, because there are moments where the game feels like it's doing something really impressive. The visuals are great, the world is detailed, and you can tell there's a lot of ambition here. But at the same time, the moment-to-moment experience, it just didn't click with me. So after about an hour and a half, I think I've kind of made my decision. I'm probably going to refund it. Not because it's a bad game, but because I don't see myself actually coming back to it. And for $70, that's really what it comes down to. I rather spend that time going through the games I already own, especially since this channel is about getting back into enjoying single player games and clearing my backlog. That being said, I don't think this is a bad game at all. I actually think Crimson Desert might be something really special for a certain type of player. If you are someone who enjoys slower, more immersive worlds and you're willing to take the time to learn the systems, there's probably a lot here for you. It just turns out I'm not really that player. But I'm curious. What do you think? If you've played Crimson Desert, did it click for you right away, or did it take some time? And if it does get better later on, let me know, because I might be giving up a little too early. And if you want to see more videos like this where I go through my backlog and give my first impressions, stick around, because I've got some games to go through. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. This is Codex Scroll. I'm just trying to get back into enjoying a solo gaming experience and work through my backlog. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching.